Hey, quick question. Why do you want a drink at the end of a long day? You'll blame stress, a habit, a choice. But the real reason is 10 million years old. The craving for alcohol was written into your DNA before humans even existed. And that same craving may have built the very first city on Earth. Picture a small ape 10 million years ago. It's hungry, and the ripe fruit up in the trees is already gone. So it climbs down to the fruit rotting on the ground. That fruit is fermenting, which means that fruit is alcoholic, and the ape can smell it. That boozy scent means one thing: food. So it eats. It gets a little tipsy, and it survives another day. Now multiply that by millions of years, and you get us. A species that inherited a taste for alcohol straight from the jungle floor. Scientists actually have a name for this. They call it the Drunken Monkey hypothesis. And for years, most people assumed our taste for alcohol was a purely human invention, a modern vice. Turns out it may be far, far older than that. The idea is simple. In the wild, ripe fruit is rare, and it doesn't last long. The moment it ripens, wild yeast drifts in and starts turning its sugar into alcohol. It's nature's own little brewery, running inside every piece of overripe fruit. So the smell of alcohol became a signal, a dinner bell pointing to the richest food in the forest. Animals drawn to that smell simply ate better. They found the ripest, sweetest, most energy-packed fruit first. And in a hungry world, eating better means surviving longer and having more offspring. And this isn't just a theory on paper. In the wild, spider monkeys have been caught deliberately seeking out fermented fruit with up to 2% alcohol inside. They weren't avoiding the boozy fruit, they were choosing it. Some jungle fruits naturally reach 7%. That's stronger than a lot of the beer we brew today. But here's where it gets real. Around 10 million years ago, something changed inside our ancestors' bodies. A single tiny mutation in a gene called ADH4 completely rewrote how they handled alcohol. Almost overnight, in evolutionary terms, they could break down ethanol 40 times faster than before. To prove it, scientists actually rebuilt that ancient enzyme in the lab, resurrecting a 10 million-year-old protein just to watch it work. And that's what makes us strange. Most animals that gorge on fermented fruit get clumsy, sick, or worse. We're one of the rare creatures built to handle it and to come back for more. Why does that matter so much? Because it happened right as our ancestors were leaving the trees. Down on the ground was all the fallen, overripe, boozy fruit. The food nobody else could stomach. The ones who could eat it without getting sick had a massive head start on everyone else. So evolution didn't just teach us to tolerate alcohol, it rewarded us for chasing it down. That pull you feel toward a drink? It began as a survival tool, a built-in radar for calories. Now, fast forward. 10 million years become 13,000 years ago. Humans are still wanderers. No farms, no villages, no cities, no writing, nothing. And here comes the question that flips the whole story of civilization on its head. We're taught that humans settled down to grow grain for bread, and that civilization grew from there. But what if it happened the other way around? What if we settled down for beer? In a cave in Israel, archaeologists uncovered the oldest known brewery on Earth. 13,000 years old. That's older than farming itself. These people were brewing beer before they could reliably grow their own food. Think about that. The drink may have come before the harvest. And then there's a place in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe. A place that shouldn't exist. There they found stone vats big enough to hold 160 liters, lined with the chemical traces of fermented grain. Massive feasts, towering carved monuments, all built by wandering hunter-gatherers who supposedly had no reason to gather in one place, possibly pulled together and fueled by beer. And beer was worth the effort. It was safer than murky water, packed with calories, and it did something no meal could. It loosened people up, bonded strangers, and turned a crowd into a community. So the theory goes like this. Gathering wild grain to brew was so worth the effort that people stayed put to guard it. Then they planted it. Then they never left again. Farming, villages, cities, writing, maybe all of it, kick-started by the thirst for a drink. Now, is any of this proven? No. Plenty of scientists push back hard. Some argue those stone bowls were far too small to brew much of anything. It's a hypothesis, not a settled fact. In truth, bread and beer probably rose together, tangled up from the very start. But the deeper story still holds. Long before the first bar, the first toast, the first hangover, the craving was already there. We didn't invent our love of alcohol, we inherited it. From a hungry ape that climbed down from the trees and took a chance on rotten fruit. So here's the real kicker. You're not drinking because you're weak. You're drinking because, once upon a time, it worked. Next time you raise a glass, remember, you're finishing a story 10 million years in the making. If this rewired how you see that drink, tell me in the comments. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.